What is administrative distance? Administrative distance is basically the tiebreaker and used for path selection when multiple routes exist for the same subnet learned from multiple sources or routing protocols. Routers use administrative distance to judge the believability of the routing information. Each routing protocol is assigned a value between 0 and 255. If the administrative distance is 255, the router does not believe that that is a believable route and does not install the route in the routing table. There are a number of administrative distance values by default. As you can see, a static route is always the most believable route. And behind that, you see that EIGRP is more believable than OSPF, which is more believable than RIP. Take some time to go through this table and become very familiar with the default administrative distances for the various routing protocols. The routing table, or routing information base, takes the best known routes from each routing protocol and enters them in to the RIB. Each routing protocol will have its own database of routes that it knows about. These routing protocols by default do not share information. They act like ships in the night. The routes that make it into the routing table are chosen and put into the routing table based on the routing protocol's administrative distance, the lower number being better. These lower number routes are installed in the routing table. If there are multiple paths to the same destination from a single routing protocol, then the multiple paths would have the same administrative distance. At that point, the path is selected based on the routing protocol's best metrics. The parameters used to determine these metrics differ between routing protocols. For example, a distance vector routing protocol uses hops to determine its metrics. The path with the lowest metric is selected as the optimal path and installed in the routing table. If there are multiple paths to the same destination with equal metrics, load balancing can then happen on these equal cost paths. Depending upon the routing protocol, you can have multiple equal cost paths. Please join me for the next lesson, examining RIP version 1.